Yo, 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 man. It's your boy Jay Bandit here with another exclusive Venice Beach, California interview, man. Today I got my man American Cholo, the man behind it. He's got an event going on, handball tournament going on over here in Venice Beach, and we just met today, and we're just going to get a little interview in with him today. What's up, brothers?
Let's do it, man. Over here having a good time. The energy in Venice is always great, man. Met you, and when I have the interview, I'm down, man. So right here we're walking up on what the mural is going to be, American Cholo. Over there we got the handball tournament going on. We also got some activities for the kids, and it's an all-around, it's an event for us to come together as brown men and women and show that we can come together and have a good time without any drama, and actually show some unity in our community. That's what this is really about.
Man, it's pretty awesome, the story you got going on, man, as far as pushing the community and building the community up, man. So tell me a little bit more of what American Cholo is, as far as more in depth of what you guys got going on.
For sure. So just the name alone will kind of tell you everything. American Cholo. I, in the 90s, was a gangbanger out of North Hollywood, California. I did about 6 years in the California Youth Authority. And then after coming in and out, in 99, I paroled for the third time, and I had to make a decision. Either I'm going to take care of my family or I'm going back to the hood. And I chose my family as the day I became a man. And so for the last 20-some years, I've been taking care of my family, became a contractor, and have been living the American dream, per se. And that's where the name American Cholo came from, because, I came from both worlds. But I've never forgotten the Cholo part, because I still have friends that are in that lifestyle. And I'm trying to be that mentor that I did not have when I was a kid. So instead of, when I was a kid, guys my age would be pushing for you to sell drugs, go to prison. They made prison seem like it was a college course.
Like it was a cool thing to do, right?
Yeah, like it was a cool thing to do. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to show them that we can actually step up and level up. What's that? Oh, I just got some. Thank you.
Yeah, as far as being a mentor, that's very huge, because I had like similar situations growing up where I had to find out things on my own or learn it from the streets, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes those guys didn't really have the best interests as for like delivering us to be real men,
Right. And a lot of times it also comes with, they also didn't know the game.
Yeah.
Especially back in those days. But in today's day and age, people know the outcome of that. And for a man to sit there and still try to push their kids to do that, like when sometimes people kind of disagree with me and say, no, man, I can't make peace with this gang, can't make peace with that gang, I tell them this: would you push your son or daughter to become that gang member and go to prison? No.
Yeah.
That'll tell you that war you're fighting is not a real war, man. That war is something that somebody's made up maybe 20, 30 years ago, and some are even 40 or 100 years ago, fighting over a girl, and now you're still sitting here fighting that war and killing one another, man.
Yeah, and then I talked to an individual yesterday. He had this kind of like similar story as far as like the culture of him growing up in LA. It's like almost like you're a part of it because of the heritage that comes with the gangbanging, because it's been deeply rooted here in California, especially LA gang scene, where your grandmother's been gang members, and you brought up the Zoot Suit Riot, that's the whole reason why, like, the origination of the Latino gangs, because we were fighting back against the people that were fighting against us,
Exactly, and what I'm trying to show at this handball tournament, this is part of the culture.
Yeah.
But we can live the culture, enjoy the culture without doing the negative part of the culture, which, killing one another, going to prison, and then you're going to go to prison, you're going to hang around with the same guys you were trying to kill in the streets, because now it's become a racial thing. So it's just the whole thing of gangs is something that is so embedded in us that I tell people it's going to take just about as much time to get out of it that it did take in a sense. So we've been here 50 years doing this. It's going to take us 50 years to get out. I'm not going to lie to myself or anybody else say, we can cure this right away. No, it's almost like a disease, but the culture isn't, but the gang aspect of it is, because it's taking so many lives, whether it's drugs, whether it's prison. You got families without fathers in there. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys, like some of these guys that are here today, some of them got out of prison after doing 29 years, 20 years, like big chunks of their lives. And they'll be the first to tell you that it was all for nothing,
Yeah, it's good too for someone like you with American Cholos to give somebody that direction, because it takes us to break the chain and realize that it takes us to realize that we fucked up. Absolutely. And we know it wasn't our fault, it wasn't our parents' fault either. It's just that we didn't have the structure. Nobody ever taught us the right way to become men or women, you know what I'm saying, like in life growing up. So as far as your YouTube and American Cholos, man, how's that? What do you do on your YouTube channel?
I would say I'm thought-provoking. We do interviews like with up-and-coming rap artists. I also interview politicians. But my portion of it, I'm very political, and I'm trying to get my people to get politically awakened. Like,
that's important.
To understand that, stop voting by party, vote policy.
Yeah.
And Right now, it's going very well. People are listening. I got young men and women telling me, "Hey, Gil, I never thought about that before." So I'm making them think. I'm trying to also break down the political situations and phrases that they can understand, because a lot of times it's almost like reading Chinese to somebody who's never followed politics. And also a lot of times bringing hey, there's like a gang doing this, and people say, "Why do you say that?" That way people can understand
in their language, in their knowledge.
Yes, in their language, because it's not that we're just dumb when it comes to politics. We're not educated.
Yeah.
But politicians want that. Politicians don't want you to be educated.
They want us to be dumbfounded.
They want you to just keep voting the same way, and that's what they want. What I'm trying, especially like in California, we are the majority over here.
Yeah.
We can pretty much sway this ship any way we want.
And put the people that we have in order.
Exactly. But what you got in California right now, you've got a system that they say they love you, they take care of you. People in my community can't afford to live in their own community. Drugs and homelessness is everywhere right now, because what they're doing is they're feeding the bears. They're giving drugs. They're giving crack pipes. They're giving housing. No, that's not going to fix the problem. You got to have tough love and say, no, I'm not giving you anything anymore until you get clean. If you want help, here's the help.
Yeah.
But to give and keep giving, it's gonna make it worse. And you can see it. California has pretty much thrown away. I think the last report was in 3 years, $10 billion. That's insane amount of money.
Our tax money just
and that's our tax money, but people don't understand. Instead of wasting that money on those corporate nonprofits, which some are very good nonprofits, but a good chunk of those, the half of the money is going to their CEO, to their vice president, and all they're doing is they're putting more fuel to the fire by giving free housing, by giving meth pipes. That's insane. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold people accountable and show them, listen, guys, if we got strong in politics, we can allocate that money towards kid programs, towards after school programs, towards stuff that is going to make the future generations grow up to be much smarter, wiser, and make better decisions.
Yeah, 100%, man. Because like you said, you're getting the youth, the younger generation, or people that in our culture to understand the proper system of voting, or getting the right person into power, so they can actually represent the people as they should. And that's where you said we're the majority here, and just like back home too, where I'm from, like in Chicago, we're a majority too. But people just can't come together because they want us to fight it between browns and blacks, between us, our own heritage, our own families, between Democrats and Republicans. Because we got family members that break up because they don't like the Republican side or Democrat, and then the families argue about politics, which it's kind of crazy as hell that you're arguing about politics that has nothing to do solely with our family. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's what it is. Too many people can't have a conversation without getting offended. Listen, I can sit down with somebody and disagree completely with them politically, but after that conversation, debate, how you doing, bud? It's a conversation, but that's what we need to do. We need to level up our way of thinking and understand that not everybody's going to think the same way we do, but also the political parties, you can't pick one or another. I feel when somebody picks a political party, it's like picking a gang, and that gang can't know no wrong. To me, it's do not vote party, vote policy.
So on your American Cholo YouTube, man, how's the impact of you starting your YouTube channel and the culture in LA, man, for everybody?
I think it's going very well. I mean, you see the crowd out here, it's getting the recognition I believe that it deserves, because we're bringing a lot of awareness to the community. I have some young guy come up to me right now and say, Gil, man, he's like, what you do, man, you're bringing so much awareness. He's like, I'm trying. He's like, no, you're not trying. I'm here and I'm telling you, you are bringing it.
That's fire.
And we had another guy that come here that's very political. He's like, when you're the Latino band is really speaking for us politically, because most people, they're just going to speak Democrat, they're going to speak Republican. They stay in the middle and call them both out of their BS, because they both,
both sides got bullshit.
Yeah, both of them. And that's the way we get ahead. Oh, of course. We start speaking to one another and start connecting to one another. Connect the pieces to the puzzle, because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to agree on. We're going to agree on we want higher wages, we want an affordable place to live, we want a safe place to live, we want good schools. That's everybody. I don't care what skin color you are. If you're a parent, that is what you want. If you're somebody who cares for the community, that is what you want. And that goes up beyond party line. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. That's good, man, to see you're doing this in politicians and getting into political talks with the youth and the community, because it's real impactful. When we get we just had a election over there in my city of East Chicago, and there's 60,000 people in the city though, but only 4,000 people showed up to vote. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that's because the youth, the younger generation, is not involved like they should be.
They think it doesn't affect them. The car you drive, it all depends on politics, the tariffs, the taxes, your light bill, the shoes you wear, this camera you have, everything, these glasses we're wearing, everything has political, has some kind of political thing attached to them as far as prices, as far as where it comes from. Everything in this world, politics runs the world.
Yeah. And you said it's good too for the brothers that come out of the pinta, man, and giving home and seeing a brother that you walk their footsteps. You know what I'm saying? And you understand the life they lived, and now you're giving them more of that ray of hope. You know, because they see how you transition your life into the community and how you transformed all that negative what society said that you're always going to be. You know what I'm saying? But you turned it around, and then you showed other individuals coming home that they could do the same.
Absolutely.
So how does that make you feel, man, to be that kind of inspiring
It's
to people?
great. I see some of my homies that are here right now that they're both working for the union now. They started working with me. I used to be the guy in the neighborhood that you would call for guns and drugs. Now I'm the guy in the neighborhood you call for a job. And that job will not only change that gentleman's life, it's going to change his family's life.
Yeah.
And I love seeing my homies win, man. That's what it's about.
100%.
And when I say homies, they don't have to necessarily be from my hood, just my homies. All these brown brothers that are going through the same struggle that I was going through, I love seeing them win, man.
And before we get out of here and let you go, I know you got a busy day, man. I want you to speak on awareness of as far as dealing with depression growing up, man. Because I like to bring awareness of man's mental health a lot too on my podcast, and I just like to hear other people's perspective on how they really dealt with their lows, man, and getting past it.
One of my biggest lows, I didn't really realize how much mental health was until my brother passed away. It's been 11 years now.
Sorry.
After my brother passed away, we did the funeral. I kept pushing, kept working, acted like, it is what it is. I come from the streets, so it's like, I try to be that tough guy. I woke up about 11 months later, rotten inside. I started drinking heavily. I kind of let my company just go into the ground, and I just stopped caring about life in general. I really did. I was at a very low point in my life at that time. And luckily, my wife is a very strong woman who stood by me and said, you know what? We don't need the company. We don't need this. We just need you. And it took a lot of speaking. I think that's one problem, especially in the Latino. I call it the Cali-Mac community: Central American, Latinos, Indigenous, Mexican American, Chicanos. That is the acronym that could bring us all together, right? Because when people say, "Oh, are you Latino or Chicano?" I'm a Cali-Mac, homie. And in the Cali-Mac community, it's almost taboo to speak about mental health or I'm hurting. But I did, and it truly helped me. So if anybody's going through any issues, you have to speak it to somebody. I don't care who it is, because what happens if you don't speak, that negativity grows, and you'll wake up like me one day, just rotten inside. And that was a horrible feeling. I wish that on nobody. And now I can speak about it and hopefully help somebody else out.
Well, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you taking the time and talking to me, bro.
For sure, brother. Hey, man, thank you. God bless. Man.
Yeah, one more time, give them your handles where they can find everything out for you.
For sure, man. IG, The Real American Cholo. YouTube, American Cholo. TikTok, I guess, American Cholo as well. But YouTube is our main platform with podcasts and conversations like this. Also, we got some sports talk, but a lot of what you just heard, Ron, we talk about it on our platform, American Cholo YouTube.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking the time, man. This is Kush and Coffee out on here on Venice Beach, California, enjoying this American Cholo handball tournament with the man that created it all, man. American Cholo, man. Tap in with him. Much love, man. This is your boy Jay Bender, and we're out.
Dope.